Today's episode is brought to you by Loadless Laundry.
Doing laundry stinks.
With Loadless, you can text to get your laundry picked up, washed, folded, and returned.
You can do random pickups or get on a reoccurring schedule.
Loadless operates on an affordable monthly subscription.
You can get $10 off your first wash by entering code ADULTBABY when you subscribe.
Check them out at GoLoadless.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, voted Long Island's best podcast by a bot farm in Russia. It's the Adult Baby Show.
I'm a sweet boy.
I'll let a girl suck any part of me. I mean, honestly.
It's just in my mouth, just...
Oh, like, I'll try anything once.
Yeah. Except getting to work on time.
You just ruined my day. Fuck your day.
Oh, let's get the feet involved.
It's not a nut. Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud with you.
Some people
Yeah.
are absolutely
Uh-huh.
disgusted by me.
He ain't lying.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Adult Babies Podcast, episode 334. I am B.
I'm Chic.
I'm Ryan.
Hey, fellas. What's up?
What's going on?
How are we?
Doing good.
Better than this guy, I think.
I'm good. You know,
Yeah.
I can still see. So, in my opinion, you know, it's could have been a lot worse.
Now
Yeah.
I'm at the edge of my seat.
I'm
I know.
telling you, it's anticlimactic as
It
far
always
as
is,
that.
but I gotta hear it from
The horse's mouth.
the idiot's mouth. Yeah. The jackass's
So,
mouth.
what B is talking about, for those who may not know, I received 7 stitches on my eyebrow, like right under my eyelid, like my eyebrow, on Easter Sunday. My eye was all swollen up. I looked like Rocky from the Rocky movies. What?
No, I like the way I look like Rocky from
from the Rocky movies.
Yeah.
We got
Not from
Christ.
Bullwinkle, but from the movies.
So you fell down Easter Sunday.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
What time of
It's
the
kind
day
of
was
hard
it?
to say I fell down because it's kind of like fell over.
Yeah, a guy like you falls over.
So it's we're getting ready to go to my cousin's house for Easter on Sunday there, and we were going to her house at like 2. I want to say this happened probably like 12:30. Actually,
Okay.
probably closer to 12:31. I go outside to watch, I think there was a playoff game on, basketball, and whatever, just killing time beforehand. Was going to little wake and bake and smoke a little and watch some TV before we went over to my cousin's house. And I was smoking, and then I wanted to get up because it was like about to go get ready to go. And like I take a big hit, I start coughing, and that's when I decided to get up too. So as I'm coughing, I'm getting up, I'm just kind of half-ass getting up, and my foot got stuck. And
Crocs? You wearing the Crocs?
yeah, wearing the
Yeah, he's
Crocs.
wearing these dumb
I'm
Crocs.
actually, you know what? I don't even know. I might not even been wearing shoes at the point. I might have really just been barefoot, or I honestly don't remember.
Watching him come in this house with these sweatpants, which he calls his leisure sweatpants, it's like, how do you not trip all the time? These things, they're huge. They're hanging off his ankles. Go on.
Do you call them your leisure sweatpants?
I did today. It's not that I normally, but they're like my baggiest. these are really, I try not to wear in
Because
public
usually
too much.
sweatpants are usually just all leisure.
Well, that's why I said,
Yeah.
these are like extra leisure.
Because
But-
leisure sweatpants implies the existence of fancy sweatpants or work
I feel
sweatpants.
like there are some sweatpants that people wear that have somewhat of a style to
There
them.
are now.
You know what I'm saying?
There
like-
are, yeah. People,
Not ones I have, yes.
No,
You're
When
right.
your
Yeah.
whole, when your whole
I don't want you
vibe,
to think that any of
I
any of
get
us
it.
thought that, yeah,
when your whole vibe is leisure.
you had nice. I'm just noticing, your glasses are missing an arm?
Yeah, that's part of the story.
Okay, all right, yeah.
All right, so get us back. You're on the chair.
So I'm on the chair. I just took a hit of pot. I was coughing. It was time to go. I'm getting up. My foot gets caught on like the side because sometimes when I sit, I have my feet like wrapped around the leg. I don't know if anybody does that.
Yeah.
Like just a weird, like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
I know that move. Usually you remove the foot from when
And
you
I,
stand up.
but like I said, I was coughing. I get up, and then so now I try and get up, but I'm not really up, and the chair falls.
Oh, the chair fell.
So like I was going down, but because I'm still in the chair and I weigh 240 pounds, the chair went with me.
Yeah.
So I had no control. People were like, why didn't you use your hands? I was like, it happened so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus said, not so fast.
Yeah, not so fast. And then I think I might have blacked out for like a second because I don't remember what I hit. I remember going down, but I don't remember hitting anything.
Yeah.
And then I pop up, my wits come about me, and I'm fucking leaking on the floor. And all I see now is I get up. My glasses are on the ground like this, with the other piece off to the side.
And you can see that without your glasses. You can see that much.
What do you mean?
Like
I
you can
could
look down and see?
I saw that there was glasses. I couldn't, I saw there was red all over the glasses. And now, at first, I'm thinking it's just a cut on my head. And I'm like, I go to dab it, but it's legitimately dripping everywhere. And now, every time I move, the blood is just all like, my patio under the table area was just blood everywhere. Not like, a crime scene, but it was like a lot of blood.
Are you screaming for mom?
That
Or you
sounds like
like
a
what are you
crime-
doing?
No, I kind of just got up,
You screaming for mom.
I go in my house first, and now, but there's like a leaking, and I'm trying to hold it, like
you
it's
got
leaking into
blood
my
all over
hand
the
now.
kitchen.
Well, I had managed to not get too much in the house because I really was on my hand at this point. I realized it was just pouring out. And I'm like, I got to see what this looks like. So there's a bathroom. Like, as soon as you walk in, my back door, there's a bathroom right to the right there. And I look at it, and I just see a gash. Now, my initial instinct is like, I look like a fighter. I'm probably going to need stitches. But I'm like, I might not. Now I got a tissue, and I'm just putting the tissue up to it, and it's just pouring through the tissue.
It won't stop.
Like, it just won't stop bleeding. So now I'm like, Ma! You got to see this. So now she was upstairs. Like, everyone now there, her and my dad are getting ready too. So I go upstairs. She's, I don't know, blow drying her hair or whatever. She was getting ready. And I'm like, look at my fucking eye. She goes, Jesus Christ, what the fuck did you do? And I'm like, I fell. Like, how'd you fall?
Did you immediately say, I'm an idiot, I'm an idiot?
Yeah, I said, I'm retarded. I fell out of the fucking chair getting up. Like, my foot got stuck and I fell. So she's like, oh my God, you need stitches. And I'm like, I don't need stitches. So now I'm like, because now I have to go to my cousin's. I really don't want to go to urgent care or an emergency room right now. It's Easter. All I want to do is go watch basketball, hang out with the family.
I'll tell you this. Nobody wants to go to the emergency room and get stitches, but that's it. Right before you're going out to an Easter Sunday.
But me and my mother kind of get it to stop bleeding. Like, we got with tissues, we just dried it out. We got it to stop, and we just put a Band-Aid, right? Like, soon as we got it, we put a Band-Aid on it. So the Band-Aid was kind of holding it together. So now the plan was, all right, clean yourself up a little bit, go to Janine's, my cousin. I'm going to stop at CVS. I'm going to get some butterfly stitches, and then we'll rehash this at my cousin's.
Yeah.
She lives right in Farmingdale. It's a 5-minute ride. So it was just like, let's just get there, and we'll worry about this then. So now I walk in there, and we already told them what happened before because we asked them if they had butterfly stitches, and they were like, no. So I get there.
What are they? That's just like a sticky thing that you can
So they were like, they're the sticky, but they're in like a cross. So apparently it's supposed to be able to fuse it together.
Holds the skin
it
together.
holds the
Push
skin
it together
together.
and just-
Kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that was the plan. That this should hopefully work. And maybe if it doesn't, tomorrow I'll deal with this. My last thing I wanted to do was go to urgent care. So now I'm at my cousin's. We're sitting there. They're all looking at it. They're like, oh, but I didn't take the Band-Aid off yet. So they just see like blood kind of around my face. I cleaned it up a little and then just Band-Aid in my swollen fucking eye. So they're laughing at me. My parents come in. My mother goes, they didn't have butterfly stitches, but I have like a better Band-Aid or whatever. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to take this one off. When I took it off, it just started pouring. Not like pouring is bad, but it started dripping down my face again. Everyone's like, you need stitches. So now I'm like, motherfucker, I'm fucking pissed at this point. Yeah. I'm like, I don't fucking, all right, like, I'll go. Then everyone's like, you're not driving. How are you going to see? I'm like, I can fucking drive. Like, I'll hold the tissue and I'll drive.
Yeah, I mean, you drive half retarded.
It's right around the block, too. The urgent care is 2 minutes away. So we wound up, my cousin's husband wound up driving me to urgent care, and an hour later and 7 stitches I needed. 7 stitches.
That's not, I mean, an hour is not too bad.
No,
It could have been a lot
honestly
worse.
All
was.
things considering.
I was
Yeah.
didn't wait. I went right in. Like I got treated right away, and I was in and out in an hour. Talking Knicks with the guy. It was a great guy who did it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was
Now-
the urgent care in Amityville on 110.
It was like a City MD or something like that, or just
Urgent
it
care. I
says-
think it
just
was
says
urgent care. Yeah,
Okay.
and it was honestly, it was in
Those
and
things
out.
great that those like they're way more common now than they were.
Yeah.
And they're
Like
better
we had
than
one like in
emergency
St. James. It
rooms.
was like a private thing that we'd go into every once in a while. But now I love when you see
They're
like,
great.
City MD or something like that. It's like
Yeah. They're awesome. And it's cleaner.
Let me
It's
see
better
it.
than an
Let me
emergency
see it.
room.
Front
So
room.
now I'm thinking,
Yeah.
not too long ago, I went to get I got my eyes checked, and I needed new glasses anyway, but I've been holding off on getting them because they're expensive. And these glasses have been on their way out. Like I've had scratches all over the lens. Like these things are fucked. But I was looking at them like I don't have a backup pair because my backup pairs these used to be my backups, and I've just been so lazy on getting new glasses until you get put in a situation.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, my eyes are awful. There's no getting through a day without contacts or glasses. If I don't have my glasses, I pretty much have to stay home.
yeah.
So
Now, does your eye hurt at all?
no, the eye itself doesn't. This didn't even really hurt. And because it got treated so quick, I was never playing around with an open gate. Like it never really hurt that
Right.
much. It was more just leaking, and my eye was just like my eye felt heavy. Like
So yeah, the idea of putting contacts in your eyes is not.
no, I wore contacts today.
Yeah.
So what I didn't have, but I don't have contacts. So that gets you to this whole ordeal. So now I look at my glasses and I'm like, fuck, they're broke. It wasn't like the screw just popped out when I fell.
Yeah.
This thing completely chipped off. So now I'm like, I'm gonna have to fucking scotch tape these things up or tape them and be that asshole wearing glasses with fucking tape on them. But luckily, my head, I think the bald head allows for suction to my ear, but they fit like very comfortably like this. They don't feel like they're
I didn't
going
notice
off.
until he's like
That's
we were
what I'm
talking.
saying.
I'm like I did. Yeah.
So I'm lucky that one, that I don't have a labor intensive job and I could just, I'm looking at a computer. Two, that the glasses, they're broke. They're pretty much unusable, but I'll make it work until the new glasses come in. But now I also today, the lens popped out of these because it's just anything that can go wrong will.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get them back in, so
Yeah.
I had to go back to the place that I ordered my glasses from and see if they had sample contacts. And I got a bunch of sample contacts now, so I'm gonna try and make these work as long as I can. I finally got them back.
But you said you ordered new glasses.
So yeah, I went to Costco to get glasses. My cousin
So
actually.
the new glasses are coming on.
So the new glasses are en route. I went there yesterday or the day before, 2 days ago, and whatever day it was.
Man, oh man.
And I
So like
ordered
one
them.
little thing could just set
I
your
know.
day.
That was the whole issue.
Especially
that one
with him. It's
one trip just falling over caused me to get 7 stitches
I-
and a $320 pair of glasses.
Yeah. Well, the glasses you need it anyway. I mean, so it's
Exactly.
Not,
I
let's not
did
add that
need
to the-
them. So, oh, whoops.
I always feel that way when you see like an accident, especially if it's like on a holiday or something like that, or whatever it is, and you see people on the side of the road dealing with an accident, and I'm always like, you always feel so bad,
Their
they,
day
like,
is pretty much ruined.
they
Or
were
at
just-
least,
they were just going. They were heading somewhere. They were on the road.
yeah.
yeah,
and
even if
now
they were
it's
headed
like-
home to do nothing.
Yeah,
Like you were
it's-
finally on like doing nothing, and now I'm stuck doing this.
Now you get like
It's the worst.
next
The
2 hours
absolute worst.
dealing with something you just didn't want to deal with. Yeah.
Yep.
So now you're going, and now you're back at the house, and you're
Yeah,
watching.
so now
and
I
you're
get
watching
back to the
basketball.
house with the fucking stitches.
Stitches.
Everyone's like, "See, I told you you needed. I told you I needed stitches." I'm like, I kind of.
Everybody's a
In my
doctor
heart of
now.
hearts, I knew I needed stitches, but I was really trying to avoid it.
Did you
at
ever
all
have anybody
costs.
just using like crazy glue on something like that?
I've heard of that.
I mean,
Like,
I
you pinch
feel
it
like
together and you crazy
Well, I
glue
feel
it
like
and you
in
just
like
hold it.
in a jam, like some people have to use shit like that to do it. I
Yeah.
bet you it all kind of works.
I think it works.
You'll be scarred, but it will work.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Better just go get the. Right
Isn't
thing.
there a medical type of glue?
Yeah, there is a glue that you can use. That
Yeah,
you
they
can
have
use,
those
but-
the liquid band-aids now too.
The
Yeah.
liquid band-aids. Yeah.
So now you're back at the house, and now you're watching some basketball.
Yeah, I got home.
So,
they waited for me. Got home just in time for dinner.
I never watched a game with you, so I don't know what kind of sports.
Knicks
watcher you
weren't
are.
on, so it wasn't terrible.
Right.
Like
But-
I'm much more vocal with a Knick game than anything else.
Yeah, but okay. So let's say you're gonna watch the Knicks in this series coming out, and you're a vocal guy. Is it gonna be a little bit harder shouting at guys, "You bum, get out!" Like
Yeah.
you can't even stand upright. And you're gonna yell at grown men who are in the NBA that they can't do that job right.
I'm not one who usually. I'll say a guy stinks and shit like that, but I'm usually. I like to think I'm one of the better fans who's not. I get more frustrated with the team. Like I'll never say that the guy literally sucks.
Yeah.
Like but you'll say, yeah, you get me. But no, that has nothing to do with it. I could have fucking missed a game-winning shot that morning in my rec league, and I'll still tell a guy he sucks on the pros.
But it does feel that this fall smacked something loose in you, because we were talking earlier, and you were telling me how it has you feeling about life is sort of passing you by, and other people are.
This is right.
It's
Yeah.
not
Is this an
completely
enlightening
right.
moment for you?
No,
We
it
don't have to
wasn't.
get into the whole thing, but you have a
So
feeling.
I was on the way here. I was telling B. I said lately, this kind of just doubled down. It wasn't the start of it. It's kind of been like, I look at you. Not that it's comparison, but you always can't help it natural way when you look at other people of your age that you grew up with. Especially because of Facebook, you see everybody you went to high school with. You kind of have an inkling of what's going on in some people's lives now. And I look at it and I go to B. I'm like, do you ever think that we completely just wasted our lives? Like, we have no families, we never got married, like no house, that's one way to look at it. Like I said, it's not like I chose to not do this, like have the family thing, and I really lived it up. I've just been struggling, single, no kid, like nothing mess.
Yeah.
So it's not like I've gotten to take advantage of my single life, even though I'm not like, so, as much as I chose not to do it, part of me is like, they're fucking useless.
There are some married people with kids that look at single people doing stuff and like, oh man, I wish I was doing that. That ain't you though.
Yeah,
nobody's looking.
Exactly.
Nobody's looking to be like, Chick's really got it.
He's got it all.
He's got it all. That's
So
why I should have gotten married. I could have been doing that.
The fall just got me thinking, like, this just happens to me. Like, I'm just a mess. Like, and it just doubled down the fact that, like, what the fuck?
Something about falling and needing stitches, but going home to your wife and your kids, like, Daddy, you okay?
Exactly.
It's like, Daddy's all right.
Now it's just like, oh, look at Uncle Tom again. Fucking mess.
No, I
And you're in
get
the
it.
bed, Mom.
There wasn't that much of a difference when I was 15 getting hurt than when I was 40 getting hurt.
Listen, man, I can relate to you. Like, maybe, I bought a house, but whatever. But I still think, like, what have I really done?
Oh, listen. But then B's like, yeah, but traveling on with vacation, like sometimes you get to realize like he gets to go to your own hotel, like on a family vacation. I get your own hotel room. You get
nice.
much more peace, quiet.
Yeah, there's
so
something
like
to be
there
said
are
for
perks to it.
Absolutely.
And I've always said I didn't want to necessarily get married and do the family thing. The biggest thing is that I didn't do that, but I didn't maximize not doing it.
I get what he's saying there, because
That's where I'm at now. That's why I try to do so much. People are always like, life's short. You got to take advantage of all the moments you
It's
have.
true.
I'm like, I fucking know that.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
trying. Like I that is an ever present thing in my life. I don't dismiss that ever.
Yeah.
I obsess about it to a fault.
you're good. You're good with that.
I'm like, all right, what's going on this weekend? What are we doing this weekend?
Yeah.
Because
I agree. You do
and
what
it
you-
comes from not having kids, because I wish that I would have had kids years ago, but I'm like, all right, I got to take advantage of not having kids. I got to fill this time. I got to be like, I know life is short. If I would have been cool just having kids and just chilling.
100%.
Yeah,
And that my whole thing is the fact that I don't have that now. I need to start enjoying that I don't have kids or whatever and do whatever.
you
like,
got to get up and go somewhere, and
Yeah.
then you fall off a chair.
It just kind of doubled down
Yeah.
because it was such a dumb thing to happen
Yeah.
that it just like sums me up.
yeah.
I can't say it doesn't, but would you? But are you going to take advantage of this, or is this going to be?
Listen, you still need certain finances to do certain things, but yeah, I would like
Yes
to think
and
that
no.
I'm gonna,
Like, there's definitely
I
things
said
you
yes
can
and
do.
no, certain things, not all
Yeah.
things. I do. I just want to start being better. Like it's again, I don't want to do it so I can get married and have kids. I want to do it so I can
Do it for you.
maximize the enjoyment of not having them.
Yeah.
Maximize the enjoyment in your life.
Yeah, because it's not a jealousy
what
of
you
it,
love.
but it's like, wow, in comparison, it's not only that I not do theirs, but I didn't do anything else.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong.
I've seen some pretty sick movies, though. Tell you that.
That's what it's that fucking loud laugh after he says that makes it more sad. It's the fact that he told me he watched I watched Indiana Jones and Jurassic Park series all weekend. It's like, there you go. That's living life to the fullest.
But
listen, I don't mind. You can like movies, but you're right. There's got to be another fine line.
But it settles to what you really wanted to do. Like, don't compare yourself to what other people are doing that looks like fun.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you're doing the thing you want to do. Like, you would like that the most. So that's what you're doing.
I wouldn't cut out my movie watching. I think but I do know that I could.
But if there
be
is
a little
things,
less lazy,
if there is things in you that I wish I was doing that, then yes, do that.
That's
but if you're like, no, I like doing this,
no,
then
I
just
agree.
do it. Yeah,
I love doing nothing, and I genuinely could wholeheartely. If I had $1 million, I still love doing nothing. Like I do enjoy it.
Do you ever think about this podcast is going to be a legacy when you leave?
Well, I've told
behind?
B that I said, you know what?
Think about this.
I do think about it. I said, you know what, though? It's the one thing I have that no matter if anybody ever wants to be like, oh, whatever, you could find out all about me.
They can't take that away from me,
Like
baby.
I set who I was. It's in the fucking
it's in the record book.
ether.
I think about that though a lot. I listen to some podcasts where they have kids, and I listened to a podcast where I've been listening to it for almost 20 years, and the guy had a kid. After he started the podcast, since then he's had a kid. That kid's going to college now. So he's got he's got his entire, this kid's life, 18, 19-year-old kid.
on there.
He updates, on the podcast, they update what's going on with the kid when he was born up until college.
Hell yeah.
And then this kid can be in college and or when his father passes away, he can listen to the first 18 years of his life and find out everything that went on with this guy's life. Twice a week.
I do look.
So wouldn't that having a podcast is nice if you're single because you're leaving a legacy, but it's also you leaving if you have a kid to leave all that record of who you were.
That's what I told my friends. I said, you guys will have your kids to when you die. It's like how long will you be remembered? It's like everybody's kids and grandkids. Like that's whatever. For me, I got the podcast. I'm in the ethers.
Yeah.
But this voice lives on forever.
But
did you ever hear that Tyson clip with the kid? I think we talked about it in this podcast. The kid asked, it was like a young girl. She goes, what do you think your legacy will be when you pass away? He goes, I don't think about legacy. That means nothing. Once you're dead, once you're dead, you're dirt. Doesn't mean I don't care about legacy. You're just dirt, nothing. But none of us are anything. And she was like, well, thanks for that, Mike.
this little girl. What?
Yeah.
I love that clip.
I think it's so funny. First of all, I agree with everything he says. It's great. And the fact that the little girl sitting there with a mic. Well, thanks so much for that, Mike. I never thought about that. I never heard anybody say that before. No, you wouldn't, because you're a child, and nobody should say that to you yet.
But I do like having, I do think that I've talked about Robbie and Nico on here, and maybe not as much as this guy does. It's not like a constant update, but I think if they got older and they have, it would be certain. I mean, the problem is you got to dig through it all, through all the garbage.
Yeah.
There would be some stuff that I think they would love to know, oh, that's how Uncle Tom was feeling about me or this or that. And
should we do a bonus podcast where we, if we had
Patreon?
Kids, if we had kids, what would we try to what would we tell them? What would
This
we want
is
them
your
to know?
podcast idea, which I think is a fantastic idea.
Yeah, I wanted to do.
How
that
do you
where-
do a whole podcast on that though? What's?
Well, I was going to do week to week. Just I have when I see parents in the public, I think this is how I would parent. Things I would things I would want to do, like telling a kid to just feel comfortable with yourself, things that everybody tells a kid. But I would just my mark, leave it. Be this is the things I wish I had a kid, and these are the things that I would try to instill in my kid.
Yeah,
that is funny too. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I always think about that.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Do you think that you have any mark on your nieces?
Yeah, I do.
Oh no, I'm not. I do too. I think everybody who has anything,
Especially guys like us who
are active in them.
They're fun. You guys are fun uncles.
Well, we're active. We're also the fact that we don't have other kids. It's these are all of our focus is on that.
Yeah, that is true.
So, getting to that, you were just in Jamaica with your whole family and your nieces, and that must have been.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
I loved it. Jamaica was great. The weather was good. It rained a little. We had one rain out day, which sucked. But it is what it is. Um,
Now remind me, this is like an all-inclusive type of thing?
all inclusive. We had it was called the Hilton Rose Hall.
It's like a thing, you don't leave the grounds.
You
pretty
don't
much
leave
the
the
whole
ground.
time.
It's maybe 15 minutes from the airport. You get right there.
On the beach.
There's
Beach access.
There's a beach.
Mostly pool.
But it's mostly pool. The beach is, it's not huge.
Yeah, I didn't have much of a beach area when I went.
I don't think there's much. Yeah. But had a water park, a lazy river.
Inside the thing?
Inside, yeah,
That's
water park.
awesome.
It was great. One slide. We looked it up.
Is it a water park or is it a slide?
All right.
And a lazy river.
So this
Slide
is
in the
the
lazy
thing.
river. Yeah.
So now YouTube, everybody has access to videos and stuff. So you could look on people's personal YouTube page and find out so much better information on YouTube about the hotel than like if you were to do a Yelp review, right? So me and my sister both did all these, and this is the biggest water park in Jamaica, and it looked like it had 3 slides, 1 big one and 2 medium. We get there, of course, only 1 slide was open, and then I'm looking at other hotels. Every place in the I stayed at another hotel, which I'll get into. He doesn't know. I left my family. No.
I had to get away.
You look, every hotel in Jamaica has a
somebody?
water park.
You met
No.
somebody? No.
Um,
Had a little fling?
no. So
7-Eleven?
basically,
Much less fun.
much less fun. I'll get to that part. Trip was great. It was just amazing being with my
How
nieces
nice
all
is
week.
Jamaicans like when they're at least when I went to the resort? Everybody I run into in Jamaica. Now listen, I'm sure
I mean,
there's
how nice is people working for tips?
no,
those
but
people-
even I'm talking about when you get off the airplane, just the taxi, everybody. Yeah, I get it. People working for tips. They're just so friendly out there.
I've had friendlier.
I loved them.
I've been to places where they're much friendlier, but it was
I didn't say it was the best place in the world. I just said they're very friendly.
yeah. But everybody when you're doing that is friendly.
Yeah.
This was a little less, but overall vacation was great, and
You didn't do the spa thing that he did when he went, where he was getting
That was amazing. The hot
No.
water.
Yeah.
The hot, cold water
Yeah,
thing.
I'm
that
not
we
a
did.
Water
spa
massage?
guy. I did a
Yeah.
spa once years ago, and I hated every second of it.
This isn't a spa. It was a hot water treatment. It
I don't
was
like
amazing.
I'm not a treatment.
That sounds like a spa. That sounds like a thing that happens at a spa, though.
I don't know. I've never been to a spa.
I
Like-
think you might
I
have.
find,
I think
yeah.
that seems like a spa thing.
yeah, it seems
Well,
like
it was a spa. Yes, you're right. But
Yeah.
like it was.
You didn't get a facial, but
Yeah,
they have
exactly.
they have multiple things that
You're
can do
right.
at a spa,
That's what I'm
and one of
thinking
the
about is like
things
facial, nails, and all this
No,
shit.
he's afraid to call it a spa day.
I didn't go to a spa. You did. No, you did.
What do they do? Remind me what you did?
So it was different stations, and they did these hot water and cold water treatments.
Okay,
But
yeah.
it was like really cold, really hot. It was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So many. One of them, you walk into a cold pool, out of the cold pool, into the. But I'm talking about freezing, and then into like 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Out of, it was just, and then you're in like these jet. It was the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that. My brother-in-law got like a nice massage. He likes to do
smart.
that stuff. Yeah.
He's a masseuse. He's in there.
Yeah.
Well, that's right.
And he judges them, I think.
He
you know.
definitely does.
But he said it was very good. But I saw the whole shack right next to the beach. It was beautiful. So yeah, overall, great vacation. We're leaving Friday morning.
I want to
Yeah.
slow down a little bit. So is this? I saw you posted a video with like it
Yeah,
seemed
he's
like a.
speeding through the whole
Well,
vacation.
no, I mean I'm interested in like there's like every night they have something planned that's like kind of like a little bit of a party.
Yeah.
And-
So the one night of the video, you're talking about me and my brother-in-law?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
so-
every night they do something like that?
Yeah, they
And
did
what was
stuff
going
like
on in this
that.
video? There
So
was-
that night, it started with all the after dinner. You know, you're walking up, and there was like they had a whole DJ and all this stuff going on. They were doing a kids thing. So my nieces both got up there, and the two of them they give you a little. All right, go round out into the audience and get this, and get get $5, get all this stuff, right? My nieces, both of them, were the last 2 contestants. So you know, they took our shirts, they took our shorts, our shoes, everybody. They're running out. It was hilarious. And so at the end of that, they had the two, I guess, people that were with them, the two winners of the two girls, which happened to be my nieces, go against and get your shorts back because everybody we put our shorts into the if you notice, I was wearing a bathing suit underneath because I was going swimming after dinner. But
what if you weren't? They just take your shorts?
But yeah, they just take your shorts and they throw it in a pile.
And you have your boxers on.
And you have your boxers on. Okay. Basically, at one point, you know, you're shirtless, shoeless, boxers.
I love it.
So the two finals, everybody gets their stuff back, and then me and my brother-in-law Chris had a fight for our shorts back.
Yeah.
So that's what that was. Just a quick little fun thing.
That sounds like fun.
It was great.
Like you said, like to get people, like, do they have shows and stuff, or no? There's no shows.
Yeah, they had like every night, like there was carnival night, like a reggae night, like stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm asking for like
different. I agree with you.
Selfish reasons, because I'm wondering like what I like something like this. Like that sounds like that.
You want to go to the place I went to. Not to knock his, it was more adult oriented.
Yeah, so this is definitely
the shows for us was like different music, and there's a show, and you watch the show. It's not like a kids. Yeah, there's no kids really on the whole place.
They did do like I looked at the schedule. You know, they put out a schedule every morning. Now everything has an app, so the hotel had an app, and they had like at 11 o'clock they turned into like an adults only party. Okay. By that time, I was already in bed.
So that was what I was going to ask you. So I find when I did my family vacations, so like when you're in family vacation mode, your brothers, like, so back in the day when we used to go out, my brothers, you maybe go out and do a little something at night. Like if my buddy Kevin, our families were close, we used to go on vacations with them. And then at night, like, you know, calm down part was like we would get out and have a good time. So like I'm not going to bed early, but when I go on vacation with like my brothers and all them, like they have the kids, so they kind of go down early, so you're kind of up by yourself, and then I just wind up like, you know, trying to entertain myself all night. Did you find yourself going to bed earlier or trying to make a night?
That's a good question. I'll tell you pretty much the routine at night. You know, you go to the beach all day. We do breakfast. Start with the breakfast. I would go back to the room, kind of shower, put my lotion on. I lotioned up. Unfortunately, I'm not very tan.
Lotion like sunscreen.
Sunscreen, yeah. Sorry. And then we meet back at a specific spot
for dinner time.
No. Well, down on the beach, you know, hit the pool, all that stuff, and then dinner time. Here's one of. I'm gonna air some of the grievances.
This is what we're trying to get this out of you.
Fair game.
You went to the airport and you didn't even brush on any of this.
Because I don't want to, you know, take up too much time.
What the fuck else are we doing?
What are we doing?
It's the whole point of this.
Although last week you said I got a lot to get to, and then we like didn't get to any of it. So did you?
I don't know. It's probably gone in the ether.
All right. Well,
I'll think about it. So, the one issue we had was it was spring break. So it was tons of people.
I didn't even think about that.
That adds a little bit of chaos, right?
Must have made it a lot more expensive too, though, right? But you got it. That's why I'm like, why would you go spring break? But there's kids involved. That's why you went, because
they have off from school.
Yeah, that's why.
And your sister's a teacher?
And my sister's a teacher.
Yeah, that was because I was gonna go away a couple months ago, and I was looking at like tickets to Key West. I'm like, I thought it was cheap to fly to Florida. What the like? This is like almost $400. And I come to find out, like I accidentally took off from work during like winter break, so kids were out of school. So I'm like, well, I'm definitely not going. Because it's more expensive, and it's gonna be a madhouse down there.
Note to self: time it a little differently.
Yeah, I didn't even think to look. So I got a few weeks ago. I got a trip coming up because I looked. I'm like, well, let me check next week that I'm off. And it was like $100 to fly to. I'm like, yeah, this is what I thought it was.
Yeah.
So I booked the trip to Key West.
Nice.
It's definitely not the time I would choose to
fly. Of course, yeah, but that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's right. There's kids involved. That's why. Yeah.
So, first of all, I'm always on edge when I'm with my dad. Because my dad could
pop
blow.
off.
He could blow at any minute. And I know, the service, and it's it's
Even
not
down there in Jamaica, you can
well.
still.
It's because it's not what he's used to. He's not used to. He's not used to going to like an all inclusive kids thing, right?
See, what's funny with us, my family, as much of a hothead as my dad is, and we walk on eggshells with him sometimes, in that mode, I don't ever have to worry about my dad making a scene.
It's chill.
Yeah,
We will never do that. He's
That's-
too embarrassed
so-
to make the scene.
I don't know if my dad has embarrassment in him, but
Not for himself. He'll embarrass everyone else. Just
no,
not it, yeah.
we'll get to him. That's where the crux of my stuff
Okay,
comes.
good.
But our routine was me and my parents. So our room was right next to each other. We had these balconies right next to each other. I would kind of look out on the balcony like after the beach and pool and see where they were. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna meet at like so and so time. Me and my parents would always go down for a little cocktail beforehand and wait for the kids to come down, and then we figure out dinner. Now we had an idea with where we were gonna go for dinner, but here was the issue: you can't book a reservation. So they have, I don't know, 3 restaurants. They have like 5.
You got to get there early.
So when we first got there, they're like, people start lining up at 5:00 for dinner. This
That's
is
rough.
not what we do. All right,
No.
we don't line up for dinner like cattle to
Yeah,
get.
that's just stressful. Well, this is every day. You got to.
That's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what we heard the first day. So we're like, oh my god. So that first night you're tired anyway. We get in and we go to. I think we did like an early 6:00 dinner. But yeah, it was a struggle getting into places because you had to line
Well,
up.
That's stressful.
Vacation. You just want to eat.
The
Yeah,
last
you
thing
just
you
wanna-
want to do.
You
Think
just
about it.
wanna
Oh,
eat.
let's go get something to eat.
And we
get
didn't
something
want to
eat.
go
Yeah,
to
plan
like
around.
the buffet at
No
night.
joke. There's like 5. You should have 5 restaurants. So if somebody goes there for 5 days, they can go there for 5 different fucking
But there is an
places.
option to just go to a buffet, though.
There is, but it's like
Yeah, that's not too bad.
it's
Then.
not great.
But
He's sitting there. That's not too bad.
but a lot of the people probably go to that, though, right?
Yeah, but there's like
They probably force you to.
they I think there was, I want to say there's 5 restaurants on the property. There's really only like 3 that you go to. So it's just, and there was a lot of people. They gave you beepers, but once you're a little bit away from it, the beepers stop
They
working.
just text you. Isn't that the new thing? Is they just give you the phone number and they text you.
Oh, come on. We're not doing that in Jamaica.
No?
They're not there yet.
They have an app for the place.
The app barely
That
works.
should be in the app.
The internet.
Like, yeah, break your reservation in the app, and we'll.
It's not a third world country.
It's close. It's close. It wasn't. The things weren't right. Things
love
weren't right.
Jamaica.
Okay.
I love it too, but things weren't right. Like things didn't move smooth. They're on island time.
So
But you got to know that.
We do know that, but it's also let me get a reservation for a damn
I think
Italian
that no
restaurant.
reservations is ridiculous.
So
Yeah, that
every
is-
night,
yeah,
my dad's got to slip money, right? And we got it. It was fun. We were able to get, but
yeah.
it's one of those things. You got to slip the guy money, and all right,
Now
but
a
think it
table
should.
opens up.
you greasing people in Jamaica?
we had a grease piece.
that's
Everybody,
that's ridiculous.
That's
everybody was
amazing.
greased. I didn't grease nobody, but everybody was greased.
I didn't grease nobody.
So that was so our basic routine was that me and my parents would meet down at the there was like a nice outdoor bar. We do that, figure out our plan of attack for dinner, which is never
It's not
never
relaxing.
the way you want to go to dinner. Like
Yeah.
here's our plan of attack,
Yeah.
and then
And you know,
go on.
no, I was saying because one thing I just when me and my family, like you plan your dinners. Like we'll do this one night, we'll do
Right,
that one
that's
night.
what you want.
And you usually like to think that it's this place we have to call the night, the day of and whatever. This place we got to, and usually if you have a good concierge, they'll tell you try this one this time or whatever. That's crazy that there's lines at every restaurant. That's
Yeah.
absurd to me.
Yeah, that was frustrating.
You
we
should
did
be able to book before you even get there.
You should.
As you're booking, you go, we want to book this restaurant that night, this restaurant that night,
Exactly.
that restaurant that night.
Like,
like
there should
Chic
be
said,
nothing to stop
That's
that.
what we like. We like to know. All right, Monday is this restaurant. This is Italian. Tuesday we got the steak night.
And wouldn't it be beneficial to them if they
You
knew
would think.
exactly how many people come into every restaurant every night? they would know how to buy.
Imagine now. One, you got to think these kids are on vacation. There's a little more freedom. They're not always, now. You got to get your kids ready, right? You're trying to get your kids ready for dinner. Now you get ready. You get down there. God forbid they take too long. You're telling me now I have to wait on a line, and now I got to have my kids wait on this line for a fucking hour.
And it's already
they're tired from the beach. They need to go to bed, and now it's just rambunctious kids on fucking line waiting to eat.
Exactly. So it's little.
Can you imagine somebody who can't afford to even go on vacation listening to this? Like, it must be terrible.
I know. I get it.
First world problems.
Yeah.
This is the life that this is what happened. All right.
It's the problems you want. Yeah.
They did have.
Can I say? Here's my I have to say about that. But
Yeah.
Because I do think about that a lot. Like, but there's no reason for this though. Like when you're dealing with problems, like real problems, it sucks and life is hard and people got dealing with stuff. But this is something that doesn't need to be a problem.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
This is an easy fix.
It's a bad run operation.
Like I'm always okay getting annoyed at stuff that really is not a big deal when it's like, but if you just did this would not be a problem at all. Like I'm getting mad at the stupidity of this, and then that's
Let me also say, on the app, on the hotel app, and on the website, it all says you can make a reservation.
It does.
So that was the other thing that threw my dad. Because he goes down to the concierge and it's like, well, why would you send me this to make a reservation if I can't make a reservation?
Yeah.
Which I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Now, were they not doing the reservations just because it was so packed that weekend because it was spring break? Do you know if
It's
that
a possibility, but I don't know.
Because I bet you they're not that jam packed either ever. Outside of
I don't know.
But you should be prepared for it anyway.
I mean, they didn't seem like this was out of the ordinary thing. And also, so we did have there was a steakhouse that's on a golf course right next door that was not included in the all-inclusive that we were able to get a reservation for.
How was the food?
Terrible.
Oh, yeah, we had a completely different experience in our Jamaican restaurant hotels.
But maybe it's on me because what did you eat?
One, you know me. I know what I like, and I don't test the waters. So if I know something, I'm pretty basic on what I eat. But I would try like the jerk chicken and like some of those, I guess, Jamaican dishes. And the restaurant, the place we went to, the Excellence, whatever resort, the food was phenomenal. Every night, the Italian food, whatever we ate was fucking
The Italian
great.
food was great. Well, two nights were very good, but for the most part, it wasn't great.
There was like a Jamaican like food place. There was, and then like a couple other, but every place was great. The food was great.
They don't know how to do beef. I don't know what it is. Burgers.
Jamaican beef is like
you're out of your mind.
They couldn't do it.
Maybe though you just went to, honestly, you went to a place that wasn't great. Now I'm not knocking it,
but then I'm looking at everybody like talking about this, and they're like the food was a 10 out of 10. So I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
Did your whole family hate it or just you?
Yeah, nobody was like overwhelmed with the food.
Are we sure about this?
Yeah.
Like if I ask Chris and Liz, oh, how was the food in Jamaica? Are they going to tell me not good? Or are they just going to be like,
let's just say this. One night we went to the Jerk Hut, which is all jerk chicken.
That's our jerk place was fantastic.
This is around lunchtime, 1:00. They ran out of chicken at the Jerk Hut.
It seems like this place overbooked their hotel.
That's different from not being good.
How do you? Yeah,
that's a lot different from not being good.
I wasn't ran out of it. Doesn't mean sounds like it was good.
Like it was excellent.
They ran out of it.
My brother-in-law got it was a little fatty. I don't know.
Oh my god!
But I'm not a jerk.
I'm starting to think, are the Ryans a tough to please family? Like, are you a hotel's
the snobs?
No, not me.
Yeah.
Maybe other people.
But it's the family.
So your father lost his mind at some point?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to get to that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's just fast forward to that.
We're leaving Friday. It's a beautiful vacation.
Wait, it's okay, but you did skip when you slept at a different place one night?
No, we're getting there.
Oh, okay, all right, okay, yeah.
We're leaving Friday.
You're leaving Friday.
He got home Sunday.
We get to
okay, all right.
we get to the airport. Now I air my grievances in the podcast. It was a great family vacation. Like we had an amazing time.
It's not fun to talk about.
You understand?
How, you know,
I'm not going to tell you.
Nobody
all
wants
the
to
great
hear how
shit.
great everything was.
Yeah.
So-
You touch on that a little bit. Yeah, it was great. This was great. That was great. Now let me talk about the stuff. It's entertaining.
So we go to we get out there. You have to wake up early, which
All right.
it is what it is. Now one thing my dad did do, he got something called the Mobay Club. We're in the Mobay Club, which on the way in and on the way out,
Sounds bougie.
it was. Which I'm not going to say the price, but it was like more than I was like, that's very expensive. And when I heard that we're doing it, I was like, I guarantee this is going to be a problem because it's not going to be what he expected. And it was fantastic. Like when we got off the plane, they brought us right through all the lines, put us in like a little VIP thing, handed us like rum punches and stuff. So it was very nice. So we had that whole thing, but you still have to go through customs. It's a pain in the ass,
So you booked that through the resort? And then
I guess so.
They follow it through from airport to airport?
When we walked off the airport, there's a guy with a sign, Ryan, right through.
Wow.
So that was nice. We get on. By the way, we're in the resort. We're in the lounge, the airport lounge after customs, and who do we see but friends and Farmingdale faces, the Pullens. Anybody that knows them from Farmingdale, who I grew up with. I grew up with Steve Pullen. The whole family used to vacation together. Haven't seen him in 15 years. I see him in Jamaica. So we get on the flight. We're like, it's Friday. We're gonna be home. We're looking at the weather. It's gonna be 75 degrees tomorrow on Saturday. I'm like, it's beautiful. I have to work the next day. We get on the plane. It's taking a little while. Pilot gets on and he goes, all right, folks, so we have an issue. We have a mechanical issue. We got to restart the plane. Me and my dad look at each other. It's like, we're done. It's over. You just know. We just knew.
Yeah.
It's over. Wait another hour. It's turns out it's working. 20 more minutes. Sorry, folks. Engine didn't start. We're going to have to get off the plane. So after going through customs and all this, now we have to get off of the goddamn plane.
Yeah.
Do you know how much
And
stress?
leave the airport. Like getting off the plane and sitting there is one thing, but then you leave,
You
that
have
means
to
you got to go
leave the
back.
airport.
At that point, we don't even know where we're going. There's like a chance we're not in JFK. Like there's a chance like, are we staying at the airport?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I would. I would do the terminal. I would do
if I was by
A
myself.
terminal, yeah.
Yeah.
So we get off.
Find a good spot, make it
Yeah.
my own.
We all get off, and it's just the worst because you're all settled into your seat. You got your headphones
It's
on.
almost over.
You're looking
at the
movie.
And now at this point, all you want to do is get home.
yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Vacation's over. It's like
Yeah.
let's just get out.
And
of here.
you went through the lines of everything. It's like,
So you're gonna go back through customs on the way out?
Didn't have to do that. I'll say this: they were very good. We didn't even. They pretty much brought us right out onto the tarmac, and they had 3 buses lined up. They got our luggage right there, threw us on buses, and they were like, "All right, the next flight's going to be tomorrow at 12. We're going to put you up in a hotel."
They put you up.
They put us
The
up.
airline puts you up.
They're like, it's 45 minutes away, but which sucks. Like you're dreading like the fact that I have to go and do this all again
Everything
tomorrow.
about it sucks.
Yeah.
You're
And
packed.
with all these plane crashes going on, you hear mechanical problem. The last thing I want to do is fly.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but,
and
but this is what you want, though. If you
Well,
want them to
you're
say
right.
it's not working, so yeah, okay. Well, if it's not working, then
At least they found it out early.
yeah.
remember that because we're gonna come back to it. So we get in there and everybody's just stressed and it sucks and so we go to this hotel and they say people with children get in this line and we're all like, all right, we have my nieces, we all get in this line. So now we get to the hotel and now this hotel, they have 3 buses of I don't know, 300 people coming into into the hotel. So you can imagine the nightmare it is checking in.
Mm-hmm.
So there's lines and this. We get up. My sister checks in. They're like, all right, we're right here. My dad starts checking in. And of course, if something's going to go wrong, it's going to happen to my dad.
But you know what? It's better to go on him than have him ruin somebody else's. You know, like
no, it's better to go on anybody else but him because everybody else will stay calm in the situation and realize, listen, we're all in this together.
Mm-hmm.
We're all screwed. These people are also screwed. They just got hit with 300 extra people. So the hotel is huge, right? It's got an adult side and a kid side. So we get up and my dad is next in line. And he gets moved over to this other person, and she's checking us in, and she goes, all right, you guys are gonna go to the adult only hotel, which is on the other side. You have to take a shuttle to that. This is where my dad, like, I see the redness in his face. He goes, I'm not leaving my family. You want me to leave my family? I'm with my family. So it's like, what are we gonna do? They just dismiss him.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, well, I'm sorry. This is what it is.
Yeah.
Here you go. He's fighting with them. He's out of his mind, right? Me, my mom, and my dad, they take our luggage. We get into
So it was you three had to go to the
Us
adult
three.
side, and your sister and brother.
and they're still like checking in, and we don't have like it's just there's no service. It's just very stressful. We get onto this thing. We're driving. Now we drive out. The surrounding area of this hotel, there's dogs walking around, like stray dogs. Like it didn't look right.
Yeah.
We're like, this doesn't look good. But we get to the hotel. It was very nice where the kids were. They start taking us to a place. My dad's like, now they're taking us to the shit part. They're taking us to the shit part, right? We get in. It's the same hotel. It's just right down the road.
Yeah.
But he's not paying attention. He's just so pissed off. We get there. Now we got to check in again. He's berating the people that work there. It was awful. Me and my mom both had to walk away.
What is he saying? Give me.
I don't even know.
Just give me a little hint.
This is ridiculous what you put my family through. I don't, it was so embarrassing that me and my mom just sort of walked away. Like he had to let it out. And and then we get to the point we get bracelets. They put on bracelets with the thing now to get on the room. My first thought is he's not going to be able to get into the room with this.
It's not gonna work
Because it's not like the
Yeah.
key. And they're like, all right, so they're gonna get the courier or the bellhop is gonna bring you to the elevator. And my dad, I don't need a goddamn bellhop. Just tell me what elevator to go to. And the lady from concierge gets behind and she goes, all right, so then I'm gonna have to walk you. Because the hotel's huge.
Yeah.
You do need a bellhop.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to stay out of it,
They
right?
should have just let him get lost.
Well, they put him. They took him. They walked him to his room, and he's bitching the whole time. And then he finds out I'm in. It's like I don't know, 5 different buildings. So he's in the last one. My parents are in the last one, and I'm over here. And he finds that the lady goes, "You are actually over there." That sets him off again. He's like, "You're gonna send my son over there now?" So they put my dad.
I am guilty of getting in those moods where you just feel like you want to be you want
Yes.
justice, and
Of
you'll yell
course.
at you'll
And the funny thing is, this hotel did nothing wrong.
No,
All they did
didn't.
was get
Yeah.
overwhelmed with 300 people, and they're doing their damnedest to
Yeah,
get
to
you
help-
guys
yeah,
out.
yeah.
By the way, I totally I totally understand where my dad's coming from
yeah
because he's the leader of the pack.
yeah.
I know he
But
feels
he
responsible.
sometimes he doesn't need to bark, right?
Sometimes you want the leader of the pack to be like, it's okay, it'll be fine.
Just
Like I know it's annoying. We're gonna it's gonna
This is where the problem with my family would go is that I would say something to like, you let your dad be and your mom
Oh,
would
yeah.
walk away.
It will be worse.
Me or even my other brother, I'm probably gonna be the one to be like, say something smart to my dad, like relax.
You think your dad will flip out about something like this though?
I don't know. I doubt it.
My dad would.
He wouldn't be happy, and my dad would probably be looking at, you're going to give me this for free, right? You're not like my dad. You're not going to charge me for it. Like I don't know. And not that he wouldn't be happy or he's a pushover, but he wouldn't. My dad doesn't like to cause scenes, so he's very conscious of that.
Yeah, mine isn't.
But he has caused a scene or two. It's not that it hasn't happened.
It happened. Yeah. No, but I get where my dad's coming from. He just it's a little. Sometimes you gotta step back and get out of the moment and realize we are beyond help here. We have to just let them do what it is.
Make the best of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I am like, all right, I'm fine. My dad's like, the concierge is walking my dad to his room. Like that's how, and he's screaming at her the whole time, I'm sure. And they tell me I'm over there. I'm like, all right, fine. I'll figure it out. I'm good. I go there. I get lost within 5 minutes, right? It says room 3 something. And so I hit 3 on the elevator, and I'm like, this isn't 3. Turns out I had to go back. I had to go up to the 5th floor, whatever the hell that means. So you really needed help trying to figure out this hotel room.
That's probably why they were like, let us help.
That's exactly what it was. But
not the Ryans.
Nope.
Sounds like it should just be better organized. I hate to think that I'm checking into a hotel that it's so confusing that somebody has to lead me to my room.
Yeah.
Usually when they say here's your number, it's like, I'll find the room. Sounds like the problem is this place isn't organized.
The place was so big that, like I said, they took us in a golf cart to a separate area of it.
But this is just a hotel. This is not a resort. Right?
It's a whole. By the way, the hotel was beautiful.
Yeah,
you stayed at the wrong hotel.
We regretted it. You go in there. Now let me tell you about.
Regretted what?
We regretted that we didn't stay there.
But it wasn't. I'm saying it wasn't a resort. It was just a big hotel.
No, it was a resort.
No, it was a resort. It was. I don't know. I think it was all inclusive and all that. The same thing.
Really? And they had room. Usually there's immediate turnover for those places.
I guess if it's that
I don't
big,
know. I don't know. The fact that Delta got 300 people, whatever it was on there.
Maybe it was super.
I don't know the whole.
We
We were very interested in the whole thing because it looked amazing. I get to my.
Did you have
room.
to pay for your food that night?
No, everything was
taken care of.
Yeah.
All right.
I comp you.
I'm like, is it a hustle? I was like, oh yeah, the plane's not working. Go back to the hotel and
hotel gives the airport a little something.
Even if they don't charge them to stay there, they're
gonna make money on dinner and everything.
I can't imagine.
You get one of those couples to hit the bar and you're making your money back.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I get to my room. I get in with the bracelet, and I'm already the whole time like my dad's having trouble with this, right? Which he did. It didn't work.
Yeah.
Thank God the lady.
I
was
hate
there.
that. Sometimes you get just one of those
terrible,
key cards things, and you go to hit it, and it doesn't work, and it's like you go back. It's not working yet. Like, oh, you got to give it time. I'm like, you give me a key.
I get that stuff is good, and that's all really for the but I like a key.
Give me a key.
Yeah.
A key.
Now, if somebody gives you a key, you know you're in a bad place.
Yeah, I know.
If somebody hands you a
this
key,
place must be old.
like a little piece of plastic and an 8 on it, it's like,
I want one of those long keys too.
But this new wrist thing now, where they put it on a bracelet on your wrist. Now you're like putting your wrist up to the thing. I'm like, is my wrist right?
Well, the way they look at it, wrist is pretty foolproof on losing.
But getting in was a pain. So I get into my hotel room and I'm looking around. I got 2 floors.
What?
2 floors, 2 huge balconies.
Wow.
This is VIP room.
Wow, adults only.
I should not be here. Somebody must have canceled or died.
No,
I don't
what
know.
happens is they probably, because it's one night, it's probably an expensive hotel. That could be why it's not completely booked, maybe, and they give you probably the rooms that aren't booked.
No, it had,
and they're the expensive ones.
So I had a whole bottle of wine. It said Mr. So-and-so. It had somebody else's name on it.
Wow.
I gave it to my parents.
You know what I bet it is? So when you book one of the resorts, you can pick this day to this day. Like there's a block. You can't say, oh, I want to stay from Sunday to Thursday. It's like, no, the block is already set by these places, I would imagine.
Right.
It's like you book a 6-day, 5-night, 6-day, or whatever it is, right? It's like you can't pick, oh yeah, I don't want to stay a week and a half. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
So it's probably, the reason they have room is that there's probably, all the resorts probably go from, when did you go, Sunday to Friday?
Sunday to Friday.
Yeah, probably all Sunday to Friday.
It's probably
There's probably people coming in
Big
the
turnover.
next day.
Yeah.
So they probably leave a gap day for them to clean everything.
Well, yeah, I'm sure.
So
You're right.
they had room because there's nobody scheduled, but now they got to turn over those rooms quicker because now there's. So you had. That guy that you were in, that guy with the bottle of that. That's the guy that's staying there the next
that's
week.
his bottle.
He booked there the
you're
next
right.
week.
That's what that is.
And now they got to redo that bottle.
Now they got to do it. Yeah.
Tell you one thing, that bottle is gone. That's gone.
Yeah, but
I
that's
gave
but
that
the
to my
airport
parents.
pays for that. You know what I mean?
that's
It's
not
like
your problem.
yeah.
Now the funny thing is, we finally meet for dinner, and my dad sees you could easily walk to the same place that we were just at. We didn't need the cart. A little bit of a walk, but it's good.
Yeah.
And his restaurants everywhere. Beautiful restaurant.
Fucked up.
Everything.
Did they have a
looks
water
good.
park though?
They did.
So you did. You started at the wrong place.
They did.
Probably way more expensive though.
That's why I said that place is probably an arm and a leg.
It looked, yeah. So turns out my dad, his room is like facing a barbed wire fence on the first floor.
You got 2 stories.
And we think it's because he was bitching the whole
Karma,
time.
that's what happened.
Sure,
That's
so I
exactly
get this
what
fucking
happened.
guy the
We-
barbed wire room.
Yo, any good thing that they might do for you goes out the door once you become a
Gone.
lunatic.
Absolutely.
And then they gave it to me. That's why they switched it up. It was probably because there was a switch up at the end. They're like, oh no, we're gonna go there. I got this beautiful 2-floor room.
Yeah.
And they put him there.
Yeah.
Good for you.
He was fine. Like he laughed about it. But the one thing my dad's the best. I'm not like disparaging.
I love your dad too. Don't ever think we all love
honestly,
him.
my dad
Because you
is.
said he'll always come around.
Oh, that's yeah. He always comes around. We can laugh about it to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But no, my dad is the best, and it's always great to hang with him. So I feel like I always put that stuff out. But again, you got to put that out before the good. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we met, and then the next day we go back. All right, sucks. We're doing it again. Everything fairly smooth. One other thing I will say about my dad: he cuts lines everywhere.
Oh.
Which drives me out of my mind. Me and my sister, what is he doing? Like they line up. All right, line up for zone 2. We're zone 4. He's lining up, and he's up
that
on
guy.
people. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
We're all going to the same place, and he's like, I'll never stop that. It's just in him.
The
bothered me.
one airline is going to start to sound an alarm if somebody tries to board like early.
Good. I hope they
Like
do.
if you try to scan your thing
Oh,
and
you
it's the
should
wrong
get-
sort, there's going to be a big like alarm that's going to sound.
Asshole,
Yeah,
asshole,
yeah.
asshole.
I wait. By the way, when I travel by myself, it's zero stress because I sit and I wait. I'm like, I watch these animals walk.
Why do you
through.
wanna be on the
I'm
plane
like,
longer?
What am I going to wait and sit
Well,
online in a plane?
I said that when I traveled by myself to and from Florida this year, like just traveling by yourself is so much more peaceful than traveling.
Oh, it's the best.
You just whatever you want to do.
That's when you're happy you don't have children
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
and a family.
and a family. Well, in other news, I am CPR certified
Oh,
now.
I was gonna. Can I
Oh,
just finish
thank
with this one
Oh,
thing?
I didn't know you were doing anything.
Yeah, I just so when we pull up, this is to cap it. We
Oh.
pull up and we're checking in. The lady in front of us goes, "What?" There's like murmuring about the plane. They go, "It's the same plane, and they're still working on it,
Oh my god,
and it's delayed."
that's not what you want. And the next day it was
the
delayed.
next day. We all get, and they put us in this.
I'm not going on that plane.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think enough people freaked out and went nuts. They took another plane and they probably delayed another group of people.
Yeah.
and gave us that plane. So we got a new
Switch
plane.
planes, like
Yeah.
we get them out of there.
Still
delay
had
them.
maybe an hour and a half delay, but we finally got home. So
Wow.
Now you imagine the new plane they switched to went down and the other one
Oh,
wound up
God.
with. That's why you. Sometimes, are you ever nervous to like? I bought this ticket. This is where I'm supposed to be. I don't want to change any. I don't want to tempt fate and change a thing. Like, you ever
Yeah.
hear the story like the guy took the early flight and that went down, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
the people that were supposed to be on 9/11.
Oh,
on the-
yeah,
on the, one of the
exactly.
planes on 9/11. Yeah,
I don't like.
I
to
don't get
tempt
caught up
fate.
in that too much. I know, like if I feel like if I thought about it too much, I would, but I kind
it's-
of try to stop those thoughts before they get.
I know.
it's tough to think
Well,
about.
I used to be scared, petrified flying, and now I'm much better. And now I also am like, if I'm really meant to go down in a plane, not that I want to, but
Not
it
that you
fucking
want to.
is what it is.
I have to say that thought did cross my mind, if we go
I would
down,
be petrified. But if they had 2 days they're doing work on the plane and they're trying to put me on the same one to go
Yeah.
overseas, I'm good.
No, that
good.
wasn't a great feeling. But I did have that feeling, just leaving, that like if God forbid something did happen, I'm with my entire family.
But that sucks too. You want them
Sayonara.
all to go with you?
Yeah, well, everybody come up with me.
That's
We're
what,
all
you
going
know.
to the
Some
party.
families they don't. So there's two. Here's the way I look. There's
Oh,
two
are you
ways to
gonna
look
get
at
into
it.
like heaven stuff?
No, nothing like. I'm strictly talking that some people don't like to travel with everybody on the same thing. God forbid something goes, they feel like you don't want the whole family to go. It's a morbid way to think about it, but
What is it? What good does it do?
to not kill? I mean, some people. Do you want your nephew, your nieces to die? Or
At
would
that
you,
point, we're all dead.
yeah, but wouldn't you rather them maybe lead a happy life without you guys? You'd want them dead too? You selfish prick.
No, but we're all in the situation together. Like I
That
guess
doesn't mean it's good. If I'm in a shitty situation, the last thing I want is my nephews to be
I
there
just
with
feel
me.
like it'd be too painful for them if it was just me alone.
Guess what? Pain, you could live with pain. Like I want my
You think your nieces wouldn't be able to handle your death so much that you
yeah.
think they
Stop
would
giving
rather,
yourself that.
they
much
would rather
credit.
just die?
No.
like that's what you're
sounds
saying.
like that's what
It's
you're
exactly
saying.
what you're
Oh no, I'm just saying.
Listen, it's a morbid way to go
Listen,
about travel.
I didn't break it down so much, but I just thought to myself, if I'm gonna go, it's good
You're
to
right.
go with my
The way-
entire
It's
family.
nice to go
We
with
all
your
go.
family, but if you're
We'll
gonna
rise together.
but I'm just saying that it is. But you also now double the chances that something's going to happen to somebody.
If you split up.
Yeah, if you split up, now that's double the chances.
There you go.
So to
I
me,
kind of the way I look at it is like I think I'd rather just everybody go. I agree with
At
you.
the same time,
Like I don't think it's because I don't think anybody would be able to stand living without me. I just feel like it's so sad when like a family loses half the family.
oh, I know,
Yeah,
I know.
It's like I'm less sad if I hear a whole family is dead, and then
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like, I'm like, oh, at least nobody's sad about it.
That'd be
Because,
really-
no,
like
to me, if you found out a whole family died, but the baby survived, you'd be like, oh, thank God for the baby.
no, I
no,
wouldn't.
I don't feel that way.
Stop.
I think
Stop
I-
it.
that baby has to live with.
I'm a cold-hearted, morbid fuck, and even I'm like, come on, guys.
I'm telling you, my knee-jerk reaction is like, I can't believe that baby's got to live its whole life with like my whole family died, and
What if-
I grew up with nobody, I didn't know
But
anybody.
you also have cousins, and you have other family that could take on this.
Yeah, but it's,
She's like she would be like the token of the Ryans. Like this is the symbol of them.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
She's the one that made it through.
I don't know.
I know what
just-
you mean, and I know that's the more like logical look on things.
I
but-
don't think it is.
But
think
when
he's
I
crazy.
think about people being like I just man,
Hey,
I
people,
just
write
wish
us. Tell us about
Yeah,
how
write
you
in.
feel about that.
By the way, I'm not saying if I was on a flight by myself and the plane was going down, I'd be like, I wish all the family was here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the fact that we're all on the plane
Have you,
together.
have you been following the story about this Mormon woman who killed?
Yeah.
Apparently it's a documentary on Netflix, but then she just went through a couple different
Wait,
trials.
which documentary?
It's called "The Sins of Our Mother," I think it's called.
Oh wait, I think I do know about this one.
So it's this like
think
Mormon
it was a
woman
podcast
who
too, right?
she killed her husband, who she was like going through a separation with, her boyfriend's wife, her two
Oh,
of
I
her
don't
two of her
remember this.
kids. Like she attempted murder of a nephew or something like that.
Oh God,
And she was just like this woman was like every problem came across, she's like, just kill him.
just kill him.
It was like that was the answer to her problems. We're just like this
Ridiculous.
person's a little bit.
There
like,
are some
real
sickos who
speed
do
bump in
really
my
think
life.
like that.
Get
Kill
outta
him. Fucking get out of here.
Yeah.
It's like she did one. She's like, that worked out kind of
yeah,
nice.
boy.
That was good.
I had a problem.
again.
Now I don't.
Now I don't.
Yeah.
It's so true though.
It is.
So
what
you
were
CPR, you CPR certified.
Yeah, no, it wasn't much of a story, but yeah, I'm
Was that to
officially.
revive yourself?
Well, they do teach you self revival if you have like choking or something like
So
that.
this was about 6 months ago. You canceled the podcast because you told us you had to go get
Yes.
CPR certification,
I did.
and then that just came through now.
No, I had to take another class.
He
So-
never did it that night.
He just
Yeah, I didn't do it that night.
He used that as an excuse to cancel. the
No, I
podcast.
had it. I missed one class, but I forget. I don't remember why the excuse
didn't do it.
why, but I didn't do it that night. but I did it this night.
He heard that eventually he has to take that, so he put it in his Rolodex of excuses to get out of doing something.
No.
So
And he fell down. He's like,
This fall,
it's
I was
the o-
supposed to take a class, and I wound up not. I forget what happened that night. I don't remember.
It's the old, how many dead grandparents can you have? It's like how many times can you take a CPR class to get out of something?
So I finally took one, and I'm actually it was very useful, and I
would like to know how to do that. So
I think most people should know how to do it.
Is it CPR? Do you learn the Heimlich in that too?
So you learn the you learn the Heimlich. And now I have, so this is a face mask that I put on. Let's say you collapsed and I didn't know.
You carry that with you?
That's the whole fucking purpose of it.
Oh, that face mask's going to be very dirty.
No,
Look at his sweatshirt.
It's a one and done.
It's covered in soot.
One, it's wrapped in plastic, you fucking idiot.
Okay, all right, go on.
But, so this, I would put that on you and then I would do the,
just so it's not gay.
No, that's because so you don't get like hepatitis or disease or some shit.
That's an anti-gay mask.
It's an anti-gay
So funny.
mask.
I'll save his life, but I ain't touching
It
his
says
lips
no
enough.
homo on it. I gave him CPR. No homo.
No homo, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But I also didn't know that you, so they say a lot of people don't want it, like who are certified won't do it, or people who know how to do it tend to shy away from doing it in a situation because they're afraid of getting sued or being held like Good Samaritan laws and shit like that. So what they do, one of the first things they teach us, at least in New York, is if I gave you CPR and you didn't need it, you couldn't sue me. You couldn't get. There's no way you can. If you try to help somebody giving them CPR, whether they needed it or not, whether you break their rib, whatever you do, you're almost
Try it.
yeah.
Do it.
Do it.
But the person has to be out. You can't just go up to somebody.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Because then you could just kill somebody and be like, "Oh, I was
Yeah.
giving him CPR."
Exactly.
You can't break somebody's rib, and
But
be
you're
like,
also
"I was
not
trying to-"
legally like you can't be held if you don't feel comfortable doing it. You don't have to do it either. Like you're not legally liable either.
Right.
Or but I learned a lot. It was actually pretty cool. They give you those fucking things. I felt like they showed The Office when they do the CPR at the end, like as a joke when we were done. But you really feel like as they teach you that's like.
So you did this through work, right?
No, I did this for the special needs.
Oh, okay.
The T-ball. It was required for that. But now, so if I'm coaching flag or I'm doing anything and the guys who run it know that I have like my AED certification and all that, so I could use the electric, I could shock the shit out of you and all that. Not the paddles, but I could do all that.
Like,
One,
What are they if not the paddles?
well, they're not actual paddles. They're wires patches.
They're wires
that just
now.
go
They
there.
Jumper cables?
Basically,
Put them on the nipples? and
Basically,
fire
yeah,
them
you
up?
put one. So I didn't realize. So on a kid, you can't. There's not enough space for the current to go through. So on a kid, you put one patch in the front and one patch in the back, and it shocks right through the heart.
huh?
Goes right through. On an adult, because you have more mass, you put one up here and you put one like here, and it shoots right through the heart this way.
Oh, wow.
Is that what Bon Jovi was saying about?
It took me a second to be like, but yeah, it was cool to learn.
I'd like that. I wonder if I got to find a place because everyone always does it because they're obligated to do it for something. I want to look up for a place. Like, there's got to be places that just do it independently.
I'll tell you one thing: if you're a parent, I think you should, like, every parent should.
Now, what about that machine that sucks it out of you? The vacuum.
So here's the.
What,
they
get
get into that. If that's not easily accessible, like if it's not ready to go, your best bet is to do the Heimlich and chest compressions before, like, and basically treat them while that's getting ready. But most people don't have it accessible. So if you don't treat the person while you're getting that, it's.
But they do like that.
Well, it works. Yeah, but if it's like, boom,
but yeah,
immediate.
You're not going to keep it everywhere.
That's the whole purpose. That's the whole point where they say people will waste time. The whole thing is don't waste time. If you're in doubt, the whole thing is when in doubt, do the compressions. You can't hurt them by doing it. And most people, you will break their rib if you do it. Like, it's just pretty much what happens.
How many people do you think that are certified are in a situation where they're too timid to do it?
I bet you a lot.
Probably a lot, right?
Yo, it's also a lot
or
of
forget.
Because it's fresh for you, but
Well, it's fresh
3
for
years
me
goes
right now.
by.
3
That's the
years for me
problem.
now. But there's two things. One, you don't, if you may be skeeved out by the situation, you may not want to get your hands dirty. You know what I mean? One, you may be nervous that you're going to do it wrong. But the whole thing is that they teach you is like doing something's better than doing nothing.
Yeah.
Hey, can I say 2 great things about my dad? I ripped him all day. I saw my dad do CPR on 2 different people. One was at a block party, revived them. The other was at Hard Rock restaurant at Yankee Stadium. Somebody was choking on a chicken wing. My dad came in there,
Heimlich did
popped them
all
out.
Well,
Yeah.
they say even if somebody's choking and they like lose consciousness, like compressions are still good.
Yeah.
But like the whole thing is, they said you're not. When you pump in the chest, it's really just to get like the blood circulating. They say most people have at least 5 minutes worth of oxygen. Well, not most, or not always.
You
but,
just ran out of oxygen.
Yeah.
but people, but like
You got
even
about
when you like
4.5
once you
seconds.
like, let's say you get cut off, you have 5 minutes of oxygen roughly. Let's say in your lungs. So they say the most important thing is to pump the blood to get that flowing. So even if they may not be reviving, like they say, chest compressions is the main thing that could save someone's life.
Wow.
And they said like those 2 minutes that you're waiting for an ambulance to get there and do it, like if anybody would just do
That
it,
could be the
they
whole
said it
difference.
saves. Yeah, they said it saves so many lives just doing it.
Choking is a big fear of mine, among many other
This
things.
thing they said if you're ready, you stand like above a chair and you just drop on it and let it hopefully just.
Yeah.
I said if I would do that, I'd probably do it and miss and knock
Break the
myself
chair.
out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's my that was my week. I got stitches and I learned CPR.
That was good.
Great.
We didn't even get it to you, Ryan.
So it was fine.
Well, if you made it this far, let's go Knicks.
Yeah. There's not a lot of confidence in that.
No, I think that they will win this series. I think that they
Won't go
will
much further
not
than
beat
that, though.
Boston.
I don't-
Unless,
yeah,
but Boston's got some injuries, so you never know.
Were you looking at my sweet chick cup before?
I didn't know. I was like, is that a drink that he forgot to finish? I was like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, look at that.
It's, you know what sweet chick is?
I've never heard of it.
It's a chicken place in the city. There's a couple different locations.
I've been wanting to put my finger because I thought it was
It's just
slushy, and then I realized
I
it was
melted.
wax.
I melted a candle and put it in there because I wanted to keep
Oh,
that
nice.
cup.
I like it.
It's Naz's chicken place.
Oh, it's Naz's chicken
Yeah.
place?
Oh,
Uh-huh.
nice.
How is it?
It's fantastic. I used to eat there when I was eating chicken, and it was like my favorite. It was like one of the best chicken spots. There's a few locations in the city.
I've seen them, yeah.
And then I was over in Long Island City where there was one. I'm like, oh, I wish I can go to. I'm like,
I gotta
used to-
try
I'm
this
like, I
place
used-
out
I'm like,
then.
I used to love going to Sweet Chick.
They got good biscuits?
So I checked the website and they have a vegan chicken option. So I was
beautiful.
How
like,
was it?
Oh, great. I mean, if you go get the regular chicken,
But I'm
the
saying
vegan
compared
chicken,
to chicken.
it's thin. If I went back, I would say, can you double up the vegan patties because make it like their
okay.
chicken
I got
sandwich
you.
is like a nice.
I got you.
Is
nice
a
size.
vegan chicken patty the same like stuff that's in a vegan burger? Like what?
No, it's a whole different texture.
it's a whole different scene.
Yeah, they try to make it like the thing it's a white meat.
So what
and
kind
it's-
of vegetables are they using in that? To make it chicken.
I don't
you
know. They do a lot of mushroom
Mushrooms
stuff, a lot
in a
of roots.
burger.
Yeah. Mushrooms are versatile vegetable. Yeah, so
guess.
I was stoked. I
It's
go
a
the best.
versatile
Yeah, but like,
vegetable.
but it's always like they're playing hip hop in there. The posters,
that's awesome.
the walls are like covered in like old hip hop posters. and-
What did I tell you I went to? Whose spot in Miami? Tito Ortiz's.
Oh.
He has a Spanish spot in Miami. No, not Miami. In Fort Myers.
Tino Ortiz.
Tito Ortiz. What did I say?
Yeah.
Oh, all
He
right.
said.
He's the UFC fan.
I'm going to Miami in the next month. So
Oh, nice.
Yeah, a couple days in Miami.
What are you
couple-
planning on doing in Miami? Anything good?
I don't know.
Just checking it out.
Yeah, I'm going
He's
to Key
doing
West.
Which we should be doing.
I'm going to
always
Key
wanted
West
to
for
do
a few
Key West.
days. I've been to Key West a bunch.
You going with anybody or
Yeah,
solo? Oh,
Monique and I are going to few days in Key West and then a couple days in Miami.
I'm gonna go to that comedy place with.
I wanted to, but we would have to go the night we're there, and some guy who I don't even know. I just want to go check out the club,
Yeah.
but I don't know who. There's a guy there. It's like I'd have to fly, drive to Key West, and go to the show that night. And then otherwise, there's no shows because we're there
Yeah.
like Sunday through whatever it is.
No open mics, maybe.
Maybe
you do that?
maybe they would do an open mic there.
That'd be cool.
Of course I would. Yeah, that would be fun. Just
Yeah,
to say,
check that out,
Yeah,
you
maybe
know?
You're right.
I
Yeah.
definitely.
West
I want
Comedy
to
Club.
watch that.
Me too.
Tom
I'm
Dustin.
very excited to watch it. Yeah.
Shout out to Patrick Holbert. New special out.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
All right.
All right, guys. If you made it this far, we love you. We appreciate you. and
Like,
we'll see you
subscribe,
next
and
week.
comment.
Okay.
Don't
Bye.
fall.